I took every iota of control I have not to put in like a load of shitty fucking like punk songs.
Yeah.
Because there's a particular sound where they use those Sans amps, those like little mini drivers, and there's just kind of, it's not distortion.
It's especially for bass solos that they have to do.
It's just this drive that's on this fucking, there are always P basses as well, but it's this drive you can put on it, and it just has this kind of, it's got bottom end, but it's got this little kind of mid scoop.
It does, yeah.
And it's fucking beautiful.
It's a little bit crunchy.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
Well, look, speaking of that, I had Maxwell Murders by Rancid on this, because that's just him, Fredericks? No,
Matt Freeman.
Matt Freeman. Fucking get the two of them mixed up.
Same job. They're all the fucking same.
Him playing like Elvis Skin from the very first.
Ridiculous.
But it's only a minute and a half long or something. 2 minutes long, that song. But the bass solo is
he's outrageous.
It's disgustingly good.
He's outrageous. He's a lovely fella as well, actually.
But I had too many other songs to put on this. So
that's it. This is, again, like most of them, this is a volume 1 job.
Yeah. That's, hang on, who are we talking about?
It's on to my next one.
Yes.
Now, so my next one is a band I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. I'm not mad into them either. They're literally just a 5 out of 10. Take it or leave it band for me. It's Muse.
This band rested on their laurels.
Yeah, like...
And went pop, very pop, and went quite a bit of synth as well.
Now, what I'll say is
this I know this bass line, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
good.
Isn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah. This is off their third album. Now, I have time for the first 3 albums by these guys.
Time for the first 2.
The first 2,
and this
bits
song
of
off the third.
Yeah, the first 2 are fucking really good.
This was Absolution. No, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is off Absolution. So the song is Muse Hysteria, and it's off the album Absolution, which came out in 2003. Music Radar, the website, voted this the 6th best bass line of all time.
It's so fun. It goes up again, then back again, and then the resolution on it is just lovely.
Now, what they do, Muse are kind of scummy in a way, in that they tend
synth over, do they?
Yeah. The lads keep building this machinery into their instruments. So the bassist name is Christopher Wolstenholme, depending on whether he is taking advantage of his German
depending on
heritage.
whether you're trying to impress a girl by
it'll
saying
be
his name.
Wolstenholme. If he's a full Brit, then it'll be Wolstenholme.
Like Walt Hamstow, where he's
exactly.
17 from.
Exactly.
All right.
God. So they do this thing where they build these little mini synths into their guitars.
Yeah.
So you'll see sometimes Matt Bellamy will be playing guitar, and you have like these weird buttons and switches and knobs all over.
MIDI out on all of his guitars.
That's all
as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But at the start, they were building little synths into the guitars.
And Chaos Pads.
They still have Chaos Pads on stage beside them.
Well, I think at one stage he had one in his guitar for just fingering it.
Imagine. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of stuff to fit into a fucking guitar.
And a fleshlight.
And and wet wipes, a wet wipe holder.
And a thigh massager.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, this, strange enough, this album was recorded in Ireland. It was
I knew that, actually. Grouse Lodge?
In Westmeads, which is really, we've talked about it before.
Michael Jackson was there.
50 Cent and all. It's mad weird the amount of people that have recorded stuff there.
That's a cool bass line.
What?
It's more of a horn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They use this thing where they kind of double up or sometimes triple up their instruments with synths and Chaos Pads. And because of that, they get this real unique individual sound. Now, for the purists out there, do you know what? I think this bass line is that strong, it doesn't really fucking matter. It's just fucking super.
It's one of the ones that, I'm not being bad, but Muse couldn't fuck up. Because ever, like some songs like Stockholm Syndrome and Nights of Sidonia have the most incredible riffs, but then he's like, you're like, fuck off, man. Just sing normal over that deadly bit, and your middle eights are all gash, by the way.
They are, yeah. Fact.
And you've only got 2-3 good songs per album. So just wait every decade and release an absolute unreal album.
Oh yeah, they could do that. Just write a bajillion songs, put them out to public tender, and let us pick what we want to be on the album.
Because I wanted this album to be good. Then he starts singing the actual song, Sing for Absolution. It's like, ugh. More like Cry for Absolution. Remember Ghost for Delhi?
Disgusting. Remember that? So that's Muse Hysteria of Absolution. That's fucking it. I don't know what to say. Like I said, this band are a 5 out of 10 for me. First 2 are super.
Great hits band.
This one,
After this first 2.
This album has moments on it that are great, But after this, it kind of turned all to shite, all that Black Hole and Revelation nonsense. And then they went full fucking 80s, but not good.
Not good, right? Yeah.
Oh, real bad. Like.
They didn't do it. It sounded like they didn't. They wanted to get on a bandwagon that they had no right to be on.
But they were also late for it.
Way late.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make...
Latest bandwagon.
I suppose...
Bus air and bandwagon.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about bands jumping on bandwagons is that, like...
That's what they're for.
Well, kind of.
Bandwagons.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is that you think about these lads, like, Muse are a busy fucking band.
Oh, yeah. They're still one of the top live rock bands
be.
in the world.
Yeah, they have
Probably
to be.
top 10 live rock bands.
More than
like, as in, so they'd sell out.
Oh, yeah, anywhere.
Surely, yeah.
Anywhere,
they're
realistically.
huge. Because they're so big in America and UK.
Yeah. It's just, I don't see where the time comes from for a lot of these bands to kind of be on the cutting edge of anything. Like, by the time they actually hear it, it's probably fucking over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I can give them a get out of jail card on that a little bit. Right, here's your next one.
My next one is, we just talked about him, John Taylor from Duran Duran, who got the bass off Bernard Edwards. This is Rio. They've so many to choose from, songs Duran Duran, that it was really hard for me to pick one. And I just thought, fuck it, man. I could get very clever and think outside the box and all, because there's loads of songs like Come Undone, which has a very, very basic bass line, but a genius bass line, but very basic one. And I just thought, when I think of his bass playing, it's Rio.
Yeah.
Realistically. They are a new romantic 80s band with a funk bassist.
Yes.
Who is hugely influenced by Chic. Hugely, like, absolute, like, heart on his sleeve. Loves Chic, and that's where he took all of his influence from. He plays a fucking Gibson Les Paul bass.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, he plays it a lot. They all have lots of different basses. Yeah. But this is...
Probably sponsored by Gibson.
Yeah, this is considered a deceptively difficult bass line. And I don't know how, because it sounds like a mad difficult bass line. Yeah. I read loads of people going, it's actually very difficult to play that. I'm like, it sounds fucking mental hard to play.
Of course.
But that's bass, you know.
Yeah.
Quite hard. I'm like, yeah, it fucking sounds mad hard.
I'm just missing one pedal before I can play it.
Yeah. There's loads of ones I could have chosen, like View to a Kill is actually really good. But View to a Kill, like loads of stuff in the 80s, the bass was mixed too low.
Yeah.
But if you actually can isolate the bass line track from View to a Kill or watch someone playing it, fucking brilliant. And that song Late Bar almost picked that, but I went, no, fuck man, Rio. It's Rio.
Rio's killer.
Boom, 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 boom. It's just him just lashing the bass over for the entire song.
What I always liked about Duran Duran was, like, even though you're saying like kind of 80s stuff being mixed low, there was something about their production where you could smell a Duran Duran song coming. Like, they just had this weird way of cutting everything. Everything had its place.
Yeah.
And
it is. You're right. It's just everything makes room a little bit in the production, and you can tell by the first few albums, the producers clearly went, "This bassist is the best thing about this band right now, so we have to mix him high." Then after that, it just became 80s music.
Yeah.
But he still fucking was absolutely funk bassing and galloping bass lines, all of them through every single one of the songs. I don't really have much else to say about John Taylor.
Right.
I mean, everyone knows about how good. There's no other band like Duran Duran.
No.
I don't think so. There's loads of funk bands who play fast-paced funk like that. None are 80s bands that Goths love. Like, imagine Goths going to see Nile Rodgers and Chic. Not really.
No.
But they'll go to see Duran Duran with the same bass ethic. And, yeah. So, who's your next one?
My next one is Bootsy Collins. Had to be done.
He has to be on this playlist. If you hadn't picked him, I would have picked him.
Yeah.
It'd be outrageous if he wasn't on this.
It wouldn't have. So what I done was I picked a song called Stretching Out, and it's off the album Stretching Out. So the story of Bootsy is kind of interesting. First of all, this song is from 1976. Bootsy and his brother started a band when they were kids, and they called themselves the Pacemakers. And
did one of them have a banger?
I don't think so.
Imagine having a heart attack on stage.
I bet you by now fucking someone will have. Fuck. So they started a little kind of funky R&B blues band called the Pacemakers. And they were doing the rounds, doing all right, and they got a couple of gigs, I think, supporting James Brown. James Brown liked them an awful lot. And what happened was in 1970, I think it was 1970, all of James Brown's band quit in a dispute over money. So they were like, fucking, listen, you're not paying us enough. And he was like, get the fuck out. Yeah. And off they went.
How about I pay you nothing?
Exactly. So
minus what you're earning now.
Exactly. Plus tax. So what he done was he gave Bootsy and his pals a shout.
That's right.
Like, listen, Pacemakers want to be my backing band. Now they had to drop the moniker the Pacemakers and they called themselves the JBs.
Did they have a singer who was like, lads?
I don't know. I'm sure they did. Let's say he just became a backing singer.
Yeah, yeah, they had to give him a job. That's fucking...
Or
Although, hang on, they're always the one that fuck off on a band, so fuck them lead singers.
So
Isn't your whole band fucking off?
Yeah, just fucked off. So they brought him in. He done that for years, and eventually he became, he jumped into...
He got fired in a bad way.
Yeah, there was a weird period there where
He turned up late like once or something.
yeah, and
That's James Brown. That's James Brown for you.
Now he's given interviews saying that James Brown treated him like a father, and because he grew up without a father, like he had like undying loyalty to James Brown. But a bad fucking thing happened, and it all went fucking sideways, and he had to leave that band. It was around
honestly,
that time.
I think it was probably just drank a bit too much one night, or
Probably.
turned up late twice in a row.
Probably.
Gone. Get the fuck.
So he joined Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh yeah.
He was invited to join Parliament. Now the same year that they recorded their famous album is Mothership Connection.
It's brilliant.
Which is pretty much all 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
It's just that album, bits of that album chopped up to make new songs. And so that same year he released his first solo album, which is called Bootsy's Rubber Band. And this song, Stretching Out, was the opening song off the album, Stretching Out. And it's just, the whole album is just exactly what you'd expect it to be. Those like super funky, fucking like slapping bass lines, and it's just like
he always comes in on the first without I don't know many bass lines where he doesn't. That was his thing. Come in on the first.
Yeah.
Drum hit. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. And
make your presence known from the first second.
The reason I picked the first song off the first album is for, like what you were just saying, it's just, this is a kind of a statement of intent. He doesn't hold anything back. He's not, this whole entire album, I've listened to it a bunch of times now, and this whole album is just, there's no refrain in it, you know what I mean? He's not like, for the good of the song now, I'll hang back.
Stop playing bass.
No, there's none of that, you know, we could do with less bass here, there's none of that.
Imagine trying to tell him that. Bootsy Collins, the bassist on your solo album. Any chance you could like hang back on the bass? The fuck out of here.
Yeah, straight up get the fuck out of here. Now, we could do an tour podcast with other things that Bootsy Collins has done.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fucking mad.
Is he Snoop Dogg's uncle?
I don't fucking know. There's a whole connection there. I'm not entirely sure.
I think he's Snoop Dogg's uncle.
Snoop Dogg has family everywhere. It's fucking shocking how many people in Snoop Dogg's family.
His family
are
loved the sex.
Love the sex and love being famous.
Yeah.
They fucking love Sasha Banks from WWE. That's his cousin or something as well, or his niece.
Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg. They're everywhere. Yeah. They're everywhere.
It's a solid fucking entertainment family.
Big time. But he done vocals for Weapon of Choice by Fatboy Slim. He done, like, you name it. He's even written songs for American football teams. You know, to be there. So it's just, you could do an tour thing. He was the DJ in Grand Theft Auto. Like,
and if you don't know what he looks like, you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got the platform boots and the star glasses.
Yeah.
And the kind of top hat over a sort of fro.
Yeah. What do you think about as like the stereotypical kind of 80s funk musician?
70s, 80s funk musician.
That's what Bootsy Collins is.
And he's the one that's always like, hey baby, it's Bootsy. A little slightly camp. Glam came from all that.
Exactly. But I could have done I'd Rather Be With You, which has you could do again another podcast on that one song and how many other songs have been taken and lifted from it. But this is Bootsy standing on his own. It's not a super famous song. It's just a title track off his first album. But it's most definitely where he went with the rest of his fucking career as well. He never wandered too far from the path. So he didn't. But that was Bootsy Collins, Stretching Out from 1976. Who's your next one?
It's Disco Zombie Italia from 2012. It's probably our earliest song by Carpenter Brut.
All right.
The French synthwave king. Well, maybe between him and Perturbator.
Yeah.
I prefer Carpenter Brut's less stuff, so it's quality over quantity. They're both fucking amazing. They're both the best. Let's just call it a draw. So this isn't an actual bass. It's the first time I'm picking a song without a bass. Yeah. So it's a synth bass.
Yeah.
I said, fuck it. Synth basses are just as... I've picked songs with synth basses before. Like, my favourite bass line of all time is Speed Demon by Michael Jackson, but I've used that in another podcast. Yeah. It's also a synth bass. a programmed synth bass, and so is this, as far as I know. So I can only surmise that it's done on a Dave Smith Prophet, or else one of his own